I think the biggest thing right now is we're led by a veteran, 4 or 5 kids, and I think our young kids are slowly, trying to get caught up to speed. And I think that's the biggest thing right now is just trying to get those, those next 5 or 6 kids ready and up to speed, ready to play a basketball game.
I guess in general, it seems like you prioritize in-state recruiting. Why, or what goes into that?
I don't know if it's necessarily prioritizing in-state recruiting, but anytime you have 2 missed basketballs on your roster, on your coaching staff, I think that just speaks volume. We have 2 of the best players that ever suited up from the state, and then you add Jayla Smith for a 3rd missed basketball. I think in-state recruiting is a priority, and I think it's a priority because Indiana does have rich basketball, and if we can keep those kids at home. I was telling somebody the other day we had 9 kids from the state of Indiana when we won the national championship game. So I think the state of Indiana has enough that we can ride that. But again, our job is to get the best players in the country no matter where they're from.
Can you talk a little bit about maybe your approach to recruiting, because talking in specifics, obviously, it's working.
I think the biggest thing for me is just to be genuine. And I think the biggest thing for me, too, is, I'm the only one on staff that didn't play here. So it's my obligation to make sure that they're proud of the product that we put on the floor. And recruiting it's easy. It's just, working hard and doing things the right way. You're going to win some kids, you're going to lose some kids. But I think if you just kind of stay true to yourself and stay true to the mission and the message that our coaching staff is trying to send. And you can kind of see the kids that we're kind of bringing in. And I think that, culture is a big piece, and we want to make sure that we keep adding those cultural type kids.
Kind of coming in as the only person who didn't play here, does that give you a different perspective you're able to tell recruits about?
It does. I think it gives me a sense of pride. And it's not just the 3 great ladies that I have the privilege to, get to coach with every day. But, my former head coach, Trisha Cullop, played here. And, the Coach Moore down in Indiana. I've had a lot of, I'm in a unique position just actually, coaching in high school and AAU basketball, so I know what Purdue is. And I think that's what really motivates me, is just to make sure that the people that I'm friends with are proud of the job that I'm doing here.
Can you go into your background a little bit, because obviously you played football and basketball down in Kentucky, and then got into the AAU circuit, and it's obviously led you here.
I've had a long, journey. I've coached 6th grade, 7th grade, JV, varsity, men's and women's. It's fun because I've had 17 kids that I've had come into contact with that's played here at Purdue, whether it's been women's basketball, men's basketball, baseball, and football. I've coached kids at every level in every sport that's played here at Purdue. Was at Xavier, was fortunate enough to be there for 3 years, and went to Toledo, was there for 4 years. Won a lot of games along the way and learned a lot, and now I'm excited to be here.
How did you get into women's basketball?
In Indiana, you can't coach high school and AAU in the same gender. So this was about 12 years ago. I was sitting in the gym, and actually Danny Riego, who was coaching Indiana Elite Women at the time, I don't know if you guys remember the movement with Yogi Ferrell and all those guys. I was coaching boys basketball at the time. He was like, hey, why don't you switch over and start coaching girls basketball? And I did, 12, 13 years ago, and never looked back. So.
Do you think having that AAU background kind of helps you in recruiting, gives you a little bit of an edge?
I think it does. I think, and not necessarily an edge. I think people just know that I'm genuine. I try to do things the right way and do things for the right reasons. And I think I foster a lot of just genuine relationships, where I can call up a club coach or a high school coach and just have normal conversations, and not necessarily always have to call somebody when I want to talk about a player or want to talk about a recruit. So.
Thanks, Mark.
Thank you.